Hi, my name is Gina Bogda and I am a stylist and founding leader at Stella. I wanted to share with you my journey for being a stylist over the last 8 years, and maybe as I'm sharing my story, something may resonate with you about wanting to learn more about our stylist community or even being a stylist with us. So I was introduced to our brand 8 years ago when I was living in a suburb outside of New York City, and I was invited to a show at my best friend's house. Really had no idea what to expect of this show, but I thought it'd be a great way to get out of the house. I had 3 kids under the age of 7, and I went to the show and had love at first sight. Fell in love with this line, which at the time we were only just jewelry, thought everything was so super cute and adorable, loved the vibe of women hanging out with each other and casually shopping, and thought it was super cool that something like this, the stylist that was in charge was getting paid for it. Came home that night and said to my husband, I'm in, I'm totally joining. And he smiled at me and said, okay, that's great. Off to bed I went, and I woke up the next morning and I ended up joining. Shortly after breakfast, I got a call from my husband saying, I got an email saying that you sent out. And I said, I know. And he said, you've launched your own business as Stylist. You actually did it. And I said, I know. And we hung up the phone, and then panic set in. You know that feeling when you think, oh gosh, what did I do? I looked kind of at the big picture and thought, Gina, what did you do? Everything was stacked against me as to why I should not have joined Stella. I had 3 kids under the age of 7. I was a super busy mom with an active volunteer life, a husband that worked a lot of hours and wasn't home in the evening to help support the kiddos because he was off working hard at his career. Frankly, we were getting ready to put our house in the market a week later to move to another state. And here's the funny thing of it all. For as much as I love fashion, I'd never worn fashion jewelry my entire life because my dad is in the fine jewelry business. And we were just forbidden to wear fashion jewelry as a kiddo. And I thought, oh my goodness, what did I do? So I called my best friend who had the show the night before in pure panic mode. You know the panic mode I'm talking about. And called her and said, oh my gosh, I joined as a stylist and I'm afraid that I made the wrong decision. And in her cool, calm, collected manner, she's been my best friend forever. She literally said to me, Gina, just give it a try. If you truly give it a try, you'll never regret trying. And if you don't like it, you'll know that you tried. And I've lived by that mantra for the past 8 years, that I'll just give it a try and try my hardest. So that's exactly what I did. We were putting our house on the market a week later to move 2.5 hours away. So I held my first show 7 days later at my house. And I made all my money back from my investment in that first night. And I thought, it was kind of fun. Maybe I'll keep doing it. So fast forward 2 months later, we moved 2.5 hours away to a new community where we had a little bit of my husband's family, but I didn't have this community of friends and people that I knew because it was a new area for me. And all of a sudden, Stella morphed into a different avenue for me. It morphed into the avenue of having the opportunity to make new connections and meet new people in my new community. And that's where it started to grow. And it continued to grow over the years when it got to a place where it was time for me to go back and get a full-time job. And you know what? I'd been to conferences at Stella and I'd been to meetings and I'd seen these different gals featured on calls. And I always thought to myself, you know, those gals that sit in the front row, I don't know that they do anything special. I think they just work their business diligently. And that's what I decided I wanted to turn it into for me. So 8 years looking back at this, it's now my full-time job. And I think to myself, I'm so forever grateful that I let spontaneity let me jump in 2 feet forward. And so forever grateful that I had a best friend that said to me, don't be afraid to try something new. You never know what can come from it, because truly the world has come from it. This company has meant the world to me and my family. It has given me the blessing to be able to work full-time, flexibly from my home around my kids' schedules with the quality of life that I want. It's been able to empower me to find the entrepreneur inside of me that I didn't really know existed. It has given me financial rewards, prize perks, empowerment, life coaching, friendships, and things that I never could have imagined that day that I hit sign up to be a Stylist. People ask me often to kind of summarize, what does Stella mean to me? Like, what does it mean? Why are you Stylist? Why Stella? And the only word I really ever come up with is that it's me. It's all the things that I want in my life and that maybe you would want too. That flexibility, the financial freedom, the empowerment, the fun, the fashion, all on my terms, because our mission at Stella and Dot is to give every woman the means to style her own life, and it's given me just that. So if you've liked what you've heard today, check out my link below and you can learn more or contact me with any questions. I appreciate you chiming in to hear about my journey at Stella and Dot, and would love to share more with you if you want to connect. Thanks for listening.